almost full out. Won't tighten it any more than that. Not even moving. I know. What are you doing? Still wasn't at 90 inch-pounds. So that's a good spot. I feel like if I go to the next setting, it's gonna snap them off. So we'll stick with that. It ain't broke, don't fix it. Yes, I forced the issue on that one because I stopped and I knew it was just going to sense that it was tight, even though it wasn't. Blah, blah, blah. It didn't break. All good. I did put these back in the exact order they came out. Not that it matters. Not near as critical as all that internal stuff that I was dealing with yesterday. But whatever. Alright. I feel like if I was to run this all the way down, full speed, full tilt, it would probably go over. But I don't want to do that. This is pretty badass Milwaukee 1/4 inch impact. Not screw gun converted, it's actual impact. Say I've turned wrenches for a lot of years. Might be the first time I've actually stopped with a torque wrench. Most of the time I just give it that extra little because I think it needs it. Evidence of Loctite on that bolt too. That's for the intake. These guys are going to be 100 inch-pounds. No, though. I don't really. Oh, there's these Phillips screws. There's 2 of them. I don't see. I don't really think I need to do the Loctite on these because they're on the outside, right? Have a look, see here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, they are definitely still on the outside, but I've got to put the other gasket on the outside to put the air handler cover back on. So, I was thinking I could bolt that intake on its own, but I forgot. You'd think someone else took it apart and I'm just putting it back together. This thing's gonna smoke like a freaking freight train. I'm gonna start it back up. So much oil coming out of it, it's gonna be funny. But I plan on cranking it over a bunch before I put fire to it, just in case it, you know, I'll leave the plugs out of it and I'll just crank it, or I'll leave the injectors out and crank it at that point, just to blow some of that oil out of there, so I don't have to, you know, worry about it hydrolocking a cylinder or something. All right, so let me go grab the other gasket, and we're gonna put this intake on tonight. It is what it is. Let me show you this in case anybody thought I was kidding. This is literally all I could cut off the top of that bag for that other gasket, this last gasket. Like, literally, it's right up against the top. There's like no extra room. Here's the part number for the plenum gasket. Alrighty. So I'm not going to be able to get to some of this. I'll wipe some of this stuff down. I won't be able to get back in there later. It'll be hidden. There is some rubber missing on these reeds. A little tiny bit. Maybe it was never there. I don't know. But whatever. Alright. There's a ton of oil down in here. Probably should have a bolt ready, because there is, let's see, we're gonna need this one, those stupid Phillips screws. Had I known, I wouldn't have taken the Phillips screws out. They go here and they go through this cover. If I'd have left those two Phillips screws in, I wouldn't have had to replace this gasket. If I'd have just taken out the other bolts, I could have pulled this all off. I mean, it would have been harder to deal with the reeds without separating these two pieces, but still, I wouldn't have absolutely had to. Alright, so what are we going to do here? Make sure there's nothing in this thing. Anything that's in here is going straight into the engine. Oh, that's interesting. What is that for? The heck? Guess I'll... It's got to be for the VST. Oh, the top bolt of the VST. Literally, it goes all the way through to the inside. How dumb. Like they couldn't have capped that off and only made it so deep? Like, what the heck? That's silly. Jeez Louise. Alright, whatever. Alright, so. And I got those big bolts that gotta go down there. Yeah, those guys. They had Loctite on them too. I don't know, man. I don't want to put Loctite on them. I know that. Wish I had some extra bolts I could make some studs with. That would sure help to keep everything together. Let me get a Phillips set up here. Maybe that'll be the ticket. How big are those holes? The Phillips. Not big enough. Not big enough. I'm just gonna try and be real freaking careful. Hitting some. VST, but how in the heck is that? And this stupid thing's got to go right there anyways.